Battle through the firmament. Great world. Chapter 460. Reward. The 4 men from the Southern Sky Academy stepped forward one after another. Among the displayed items were numerous outstanding treasures. Even with the considerable wealth, they couldn't help but feel envious. Xiaoyan glanced at a blond youth among the 4. Sensing the gaze, the youth turned and met Xiaoyan's faint smile. Lei Yunting's lips tightened, a trace of gloom flashing across his face before he turned away without a word. Xiaoyan withdrew his gaze and lowered his head, recalling his battle with Kang Feng. At that time, his mind had been nearly unconscious, sustained only by sheer will. Moreover, the origin key Xing Luo had used exceeded his expectations. The Kiara had poured into him had been completely exhausted. Even if he had wanted to use the Buddha Fury Fire Lotus, he no longer had the strength. Thinking of Kiara, Xiaoyan suddenly looked toward the Glaze Academy group. Xuan Qingyi, Kiara, Su Yuhan, and another student, Yuan Zian, stood around Yi Xuan, their faces somber. The death of a close friend left no one at ease. Xiaoyan, you were taken advantage of by that little girl earlier. Just as Xiaoyan looked toward Glaze Academy, Xiaoao's voice sounded, tinged with ridicule. What? Xiaoyan raised his brows and asked inwardly. But since it was to save you, I won't tell Zuna and Kai Lin. Xiaoao didn't answer directly, instead muttering to itself, causing Xiaoyan's face to darken. Save me. Xiaoyan was stunned. He looked at Kiara again. She resembled a water lotus, cool and refreshing, evoking a protective instinct. Forget it. I was unconscious then and knew nothing. As if sensing something, Xiaoyan averted his gaze, pretending not to understand. Humph. I saw everything. Xiaoao didn't let him off. The armored man's earlier treatment had completely healed its injuries as well. Xiaoyan gritted his teeth in frustration, though he lamented inwardly, where had that innocent Xiaoao gone? While the 2 conversed secretly, Zhou Buyi and the other 3 had also chosen their items. Unlike the others, Zhou Buyi only took a talisman paper, glancing disinterestedly at the rest. After storing the talisman, Zhou Buyi fell silent for a moment. He first looked at Miyu Yang, then turned to Xiaoyan, his expression heavy. After waking, he had heard Tang Hong describe the final battle between Xiaoyan and Kang Feng. He had thought Xiaoyan was merely a skilled student, never expecting such strength. Noticing Zhou Buyi's gaze, Xiaoyan smiled faintly and nodded. Zhou Buyi responded with a bitter smile before walking to Tang Hong's side, his expression complex. Next is the 2nd place Glaze Academy. Each of you may take 3 items from here. Additionally, you may each make 1 request of the 3 of us. If it is within our power, we will consider granting it. After Zhou Buyi and the others finished selecting, Lu Chang waved his hand. The items floating in the air vanished, replaced by dozens of even rarer treasures, each glowing with a peculiar light, seemingly infused with boundless power. Some of the medicine pills were wrapped in origin key. One could even see vast amounts of pill key circulating within them. Clearly, they had reached the 6th grade. Tusk. Even I am tempted. The rewards for each 4 academies competition are truly generous. Seeing these treasures, some emperor cultivation experts present inhaled deeply, their eyes filled with envy and even faint greed. However, having witnessed old man Chang's strength, they dared not act. The armored man's pressure had been too terrifying. Indeed, as expected of a competition even the Star Domain Guardian pays attention to. I'm truly envious. The 2nd place reward is already this impressive. I wonder what the 1st place reward will be. Some experts praised sincerely. Even the 4 great families of the star field might not be able to produce such rewards so effortlessly. Looking at the rare treasures floating in the air, even Xiang Hao's eyes flashed with envy. Though he held high status in the Xiang clan, he still coveted these treasures. Originally, their rewards should have been even better. If not for Kang Feng, with their strength, claiming 1st place would have been effortless. Xiang Hao couldn't help but glance at Kang Feng. The latter's face was cold, his eyes fixed on the ground. Though he appeared calm, endless fury simmered in his eyes. To be used in such a manner was a great humiliation for someone as proud as him. State your conditions. Unlike what he had expected, Xiaoyan's heart leapt when he heard this. He watched as Xuan Qingyi and the other three stepped forward to choose items they liked. An idea suddenly sprang into Xiaoyan's mind, making his heart race. Sorry. Even a supreme saint cannot revive the dead. Old man Chang was slightly stunned by Kiara's condition. He then shook his head with a bitter smile. Her first request was to revive the deceased Chen Lu, but how could such a thing be possible? Life and death were the eternal laws of heaven and earth. Even a supreme saint would die one day. Reviving the dead was utterly absurd. The hope on Kiara's face instantly vanished, replaced by boundless loss. Urged by the others, she finally made another request, to gain deeper understanding of spatial laws. Ha ha ha, that's simple. Old man Chang laughed heartily. He extended his hand, and under everyone's gaze, the space in his palm rapidly vanished. Spatial fragments fell layer by layer as endless spatial laws gathered. Within moments, they formed a silver origin key bamboo slip. This is a spatial manipulation technique handed down from the heavens. It is naturally mastered upon reaching the heavenly sovereign level, so it is no secret. Old man Chang handed the silver origin key bamboo slip to Kiara, explaining its origin. This clarified matters for the astonished experts. If he could casually manipulate spatial laws, he must already be an ordinary heavenly sovereign expert. After addressing the four girls' requests, old man Chang looked at Xiaoyan and the others. His clear, loud voice sounded beside everyone's ears. First place in the 4 academies competition, Yunlo Academy. 5 students. You may each choose any 5 treasures, or request 3 conditions from me. Each of you may only choose one of these 2 options. Everyone was stunned. This differed from previous years. In the past, first place received 4 items and 1 condition. This time, the first place was offered a choice between 5 treasures or 3 conditions. Why the change? While everyone was bewildered, Lu Chang, standing beside the old man, wore a solemn expression. He waved both hands, and countless origin kiss flew from his fingertips, enveloping a large area of empty space and sealing it completely. No one could clearly see inside. Go. This is what you deserve. Su Jiang smiled lightly, his mood unprecedentedly cheerful. After so many years in the 4 academies competition, the Yunlo students had finally made him proud. His long-cherished wish had finally been fulfilled. The 5 of you, enter one by one. First, Zhu Tianhou. Suddenly, old man Chang's voice came from the spatial zone. Zhu Tianhou, who had been smiling, started. He took a deep breath and stepped forward before everyone's eyes, slowly merging into the origin key spatial zone and disappearing. It should follow the elimination order. Next should be Wu Shaoqi. Miyu Yang discerned the summoning sequence. Sure enough, about 10 minutes after Zhu Tianhou entered, the old man's voice sounded again. Next, Wu Shaoqi. Chapter end. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.